Hello, guys. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Today our story from the user ThrowRamama, and it is called I 31F. Feel like a bad person for longing foot rubs from my grieving husband 34M while pregnant. Yet I feel so unappreciated. How do I get my husband to listen? Story. We've been together for 5 years. I'm 7 months pregnant and hate how my husband hates me. When I got pregnant, I was so excited, obviously the first thing about bringing our baby in this world, but also growing closer to my partner and bonding over pregnancy. My husband lost his best friend to an accident when I was just a few weeks pregnant, and he is still grieving as they were neighbors. He was his best man and always hung out on weekends. His wife moved back to her hometown, and my husband has turned a blind eye to his own wife. I was so looking forward to my partner rubbing my belly, massaging my foot, making my favorite food, taking me to places like husbands do for their pregnant wives. I know that this makes me sound horrible, and I try not to ask too much of my husband, but that doesn't stop the longing for these things. I tried expressing my cravings to him, but he always manages to ignore it and told me this feeling will pass. It kills me from inside, and my soul dries up when my friends tell me how their husbands drove around for 40 minutes just to get a slice of pastry that they were craving that moment. Or how their husbands gave them grace whenever they were feeling particularly snippy. Whenever I have a hormonal breakdown, my husband tells me to get my shit together. It makes me feel like a burden. Initially, I did communicate to him of my expectations in this pregnancy. This happened right before the pregnancy and during the first weeks when he showed to me he cared. After he lost his friend, I didn't expect him to bounce back immediately. However, I did start communicating that he'd get me my favorite takeout while coming home from office. But he ignored this entirely. I even tried to have a heart-to-heart with him about how I feel neglected and wanted more from him, but he was not very happy or receptive about it. I feel he's not being a good listener. It feels like I am talking to a brick wall, so the communication advice is really not helping me. He is in grief therapy, but it's not very consistent. Regarding how I support my husband, because I can anticipate a lot of fingers pointing at me for that too. I was present, and am still present, in any way he wants me to. I got him into grief counseling. I do extend my support, but that's really not relevant, and I'd stay away from inviting any judgment that questions that. It absolutely breaks my heart when he cries at night, but he will push me away when I try to hug him. But I try not to take this personally, but as a pregnant wife, I feel a lot of things myself too. My body is constantly changing and I get aches on my back, and I would have loved for my husband to give me a warm bath. Or even just call me beautiful and pretty because I'm feeling unattractive, and I'm sacrificing my body to give him a child. He doesn't show up for appointments or wants anything to do with a baby shower. I wanted to plan but didn't up doing because of him. I'll always remember the day I ran up to him barefoot as I got a package in the mail that was supposed to reveal the gender of our child. This baby is a girl, and I was so excited. But he dashed my spirits, saying, "Why is it such a big deal? There are only 2 genders babies can be, and to stop being so over the top." I cried silently in the bathroom that night. I get my own food to satisfy my cravings now. I have paid for grocery delivery services because driving sucks. However, my food always goes missing because my husband has been eating it out of his own emotional pain. It makes me feel so freaking angry, but I can't say anything to him, because when I did the past few times requesting he not eat my food, he says that stop turning food into war. And then I feel like self-loathing again. I feel like I can't do anything about this. My feet feel swollen and I've been wanting foot rubs so bad, and I know my husband won't entertain me at all. He doesn't even look at me and almost feels like he resents me. I am just grieving that I'll never have a memorable pregnancy, and these 9 months won't be the time I'll look back over fondly. My husband makes me feel like I'm some sort of a needy monster. I hate myself. Mama's here. Do you think this is an acceptable thing? How do I get my husband to care about me? TLDR. I'm a pregnant woman feeling unappreciated by my grieving husband after his best friend's death. I long for foot rubs and affection, but feel guilty for wanting them. Despite supporting him through grief counseling, he dismisses my needs and cravings, eats my food, and rejects my attempts at connection. I feel neglected and crave his care and attention, but he's distant and unsupportive, making me feel like a burden. I'm saddened that our pregnancy isn't the bonding experience I hoped for, and don't know how to make him listen and care about me. Comment 1 from user Firmeco58. Never mind that. If OP feels neglected now, she is in for a massive shock when she's given birth, and he's dismissive of her need for help with the baby. And then he's clearly not at all excited about the daughter he's going to have. If this isn't consolation to his in his bereavement, then I wonder if he ever really wanted a child. In OP's shoes, I think I'd be looking for other options, like moving back with parents. I don't see this ending well. Comment 1 from user Lady Clipsidra. This. My theory is that he never did those things, and OP mistakenly, though, he will become a better partner due to her pregnancy. OP, that's not how it works. Men who do this for their pregnant wives tend to be good, caring partners before the pregnancy. Men who aren't caring parents do not magically become caring BC of pregnancy. Comment 2 from user Mudany, 8723. You're not in the wrong for the way you feel, or for asking for things during your pregnancy. It's a horrible situation to be in for both of you. Personally, I think that your husband is beyond counseling and probably needs medication to help him through this. I don't suggest this lightly. I'm suggesting it from experience. I lost my best friend very suddenly. We found out on a Friday that she had leukemia, and she died Monday. I didn't even have time to process the cancer diagnosis before she died. I was a mess afterward. I pushed people away. I was angry all the time and yelled at anyone for the stupidest things. I cried alone because I felt crying was a weakness. I hated myself because I felt like my grieving was ridiculous, and that I should just get over it. I didn't want anyone helping me or comforting me. I didn't think that I deserved anything good in my life, and that I shouldn't be happy because my friend was gone, and if they couldn't be happy, then I shouldn't be either. Finally, I was told to either get on medication or be admitted to the psych ward. I chose the medication first, but promised that if it didn't work, I would let them admit me to the hospital. Your husband sounds like he is functioning at about the level I did, which is why I think he needs more than counseling. I'm not telling you this to make excuses for him, but to show a different perspective from someone who went through this. I was wrong for not getting help when I obviously needed it, and it took threatening me for me to see how my actions affected others. I thought that by pushing everyone away, I was only hurting myself. I didn't realize the gravity of the situation. You deserve better, and he deserves to be better. Everything you want is not asking too much, and it's painful to read about it, what you're going through, let alone living it. You need to find a way to threaten him without sounding judgmental but stern at the same time. I feel for both of you and hope that you're able to figure things out. Good luck and congratulations on the little girl. Also, have that baby shower, even if it's after she's born since you're so close to your due date. Update. Thanks for the many comments. You all helped me a lot and supported me. I'm trying very hard to rebuild my life and switch it to a new relationship. I see a specialist and work on my mental health. I also started attending yoga classes. Thank you for your attention, for following our story. I am grateful for every moment we have experienced together, for the challenges that made us stronger, and for the joys that made our life complete. I look forward to your comments. It truly means a lot to me. Do you believe that you can love someone else's child as much as your own? If you enjoyed the story, subscribe to my channel and like the video. I appreciate your support. Until our next meetings and new stories, gratitude and much love.